Hey everybody, it's your boy SergDragon, and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters podcast. With me today is Chris Pitre.
Too sweet.
As always, my buddy's here for today because of the podcast only, and he was already running around Houston in our areas. So we figured since he was already close by, he might as well go ahead and do this. Otherwise, I wouldn't do this until with me and just T-Money at work. So with that said, let's go ahead and cover Smackdown on April 24th. Sadly to say we won't cover 205 Live. It was just Ari Daivari and his favorite matches. So here we go. We start off the night. Okay, my phone is acting up. Hold up. What the hell, Smackdown? There we go. I went on a link, they only gave me one thing. Why did it give me only one thing from WWE? That was weird. Okay, first up we got King Corbin goes up against Drew Gulak in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. And this is going to be a bit of a speed run. So with that said, as you can figure, it was none other than King Corbin who won because the fact that, seen as that the artists known as Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura interfered in the match, pulling Daniel Bryan, who was in Drew Gulak's corner, ultimately just, got pulled in. And then from there, thanks to the distraction and King Corbin in a three-way dance, we would have King Corbin ultimately winning the match and qualifying for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Your thoughts on that, bro?
I have no comments on King Corbin and his winning ways.
Uh-huh. Next up, we have Sheamus versus Green superstar Daniel Vade. Vadot. That's a weird name. He's one of the wrestlers in the Performance Center. Need a cross? There you go. Go ahead. Okay. You gonna sit there? Alright. Next up. Oh yeah, Sheamus won the match, of course, since he was fighting a rookie. And this is shaking. There you go. And we had, once again, another video courtesy of Jeff Hardy. And without realizing it, Sheamus was right behind Michael Cole. And Michael Cole was mentioning how the last few weeks, Sheamus has been on his butt talking about Jeff Hardy over him during his matches. And damn. I don't know. That's messed up. Because I'm trying to remember his name. Corey Graves. There you go. Corey Graves was looking at him and saying, look, because he's right behind him, and he just snatches the headgear. Looks like he broke it. He snapped it right off. Yeah, the headphone piece. Yeah. Off of Michael Cole's head. And it was quiet in commentary for a while while the match was getting ready. Because Team Miz and Morrison was coming out for their match against the Lucha House Party. That's what started the night. What the hell, WWE? They don't cover that. The ones that started the night were none other than the new tag team champions, the New Day of Big E and Kofi Kingston. When they were having their little celebration, they were interrupted, of course, by the Lucha House Party, who wanted to be the first ones to challenge them. But then they were completely ignored by John Morrison and The Miz. I'm about to say Miz Morrison. Like that, okay. So, the Lucha House Party is upset that they're being ignored, and they try to get their piece again, but then here comes another tag team, the Forgotten Sons. Words are spit between the groups, mainly because Miz played a role as a Marine, and he was in the ring with Riker, who was a real Marine. Or is, should I say. And instead of going after them, they go after the tag team champions, and it becomes a all-out brawl. With the Miz and Morrison running upstage. In which case, after that, backstage, they ultimately challenge the Lucha House Party, and they accept. So, this is where we got this match. Your thoughts?
The Forgotten Son made a statement against the Lucha House Party and the new 8-time tag team champions.
8-time. And nothing towards Miz and Morrison.
No.
They just mouthed off.
Yeah.
That sucks. In which case, in this match, Lucha House Party had got the surprise win on Miz and Morrison because of the fact that the Miz was in the ring and he was going for his signature move, the skull crushing finale. But I'm trying to remember. It wasn't Lince Dorado. It was
Grandmaster Lee.
She's hungry. Hey, you my baby. Want me to get you the food? I'll pause the video. We'll be right back. I gotta feed my puppy. She's whining. So cute. Here we go. We're back. Yeah, feeding the puppies. It was Lince Dorado who was about to receive the skull-crushing finale, but then turns it into a pin. What do you call that? Schoolboy pin?
Yeah, schoolboy.
But with a sunset flip style.
Yeah.
Got him. Lince Dorado got the Miz and pinned it for a 3 count with shoulders on the mat. And he wasn't grabbing no tights. He had the legs. So the Miz and Morrison have egg on their face. Talked all that talk and now all they're doing is squawk. Next up, we have Lacey Evans going up against Sasha Banks to qualify for the Money in the Bank briefcase match. How? That's a tongue twister trying to say that, right? In which case, for the women's Miss Money in the Bank. In this match, Sasha Banks would have Bayley in her corner. And of course, knowing that she was a 2-on-1 situation, Lacey Evans was taking on both Bayley and Sasha Banks. While having to deal with Sasha Banks in the ring, she's having to deal with Bayley on the outside. One thing doesn't go well for Bayley because she ends up distracting the referee while Sasha Banks had literally, and Corey Graves was counting it, for a 6 count on Lacey Evans. Knowing that she cost her, Sasha Banks is literally looking at her in disbelief, in anger, and she's like, whoa, I didn't mean it like that. And then Lacey Evans goes for a schoolboy pin, or schoolgirl, I guess, and pins her for the 3 count, costing Sasha Banks, and Lacey Evans is one of the participants going into the Money in the Bank for Miss Money in the Bank briefcase. Tamina, who comes out, gives them both the stink eye, knowing that she has a match with Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title at Money in the Bank this Mother's Day. So, make sure to have your Mother's Day before you watch tonight, people. She's always there, been there for you. It's your turn. You gotta always give her thanks. Next is Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross going up against Carmella and Daniel Brooke for the
Women Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, I was about to say SmackDown Women's Champions. It's not split yet. In which case, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross end up successfully winning the match. First eliminating Daniel Brooke, and then having to deal with Carmella all by herself. And the way they won! Dude, that was a custom 3D with instead of a net breaker or cutter style, it was a DDT by Alexa Bliss. Nikki Cross was the one setting up for the senton. Or the, what do you call it? You go, whoop, bam!
Grab your legs and you want to grab the head and drop her.
Uh-huh. Wait, was that the last match of the night? Correct me if I'm wrong. Because they did a coverage on, it was not much of a promo, just a look back at the mask and all the things that Braun Strowman was when he was part of Bray Wyatt's family as the Destroyer.
Yeah.
Anything else? What was I missing?
The 25th anniversary of Triple H's career.
There you go. That's the thing I clicked on first. That gave me only that. In Corbin's match with Drew Gulak. So, basically nothing much. It was just Shawn Michaels showed up and it became a DX reunion. And then you had Stephanie on the Snapchat. Then you had Ric Flair, Teary-Eye. And then you had the Road Dogg, Jesse James. And even Vince McMahon showed up, said he loved him. Triple H says, I love him back. Calls him by Paul. And Shawn Michaels calls him Mark. I think that's Shawn Michaels' real name is Mark, right?
Mark?
I don't know. Hey.
I never heard that.
Let me see. I can do that right now since that's the last bit we're covering. Shawn Michaels' real name.
Name is Michael Sean Hickenbottom.
Mike, not Mark. Michael Hickenbottom. That is a very unique last name. Hickenbottom. I have no idea where that comes from. But anyway, ultimately with Vince, who literally kicks him out and tells him, let's wrap it up. He's literally turning off the lights. I'm like, oh my god. This, they couldn't have done better. They couldn't have done better. It was funny looking back, especially and I have to count this, the 15 losses of his 25 career at WrestleManias. His 25, it's 15 different losses. We were being led up to see his greatest matches, his greatest victories at WrestleMania. We got the losses instead. Shawn Michaels, he got him. He got him. And also we got to see bloopers from when they were not just DX, but when they were together, period, throughout their career. That was awesome. That was awesome. It was like, he messing with him. Remember when they were in the, what do you call it, the Tribute to the Troops? That was a promo and they cut it saying, about his DVD was number 2. He's like, well, who's number 1? Undertaker. Man, you just can't beat that guy in anything. That was a reference to when he was in wait, what was the first time that Shawn Michaels fought the Undertaker at WrestleMania? Was it at the 25th, where they were in Houston, or 24th?
First, I think he faced the Undertaker in Houston in the 25th.
And then fought him again on the 26th.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm checking. So, yeah, so it was referencing after he fought in Houston. Alright, so that will be it. You got anything else to cover, bro? Any new information in Smackdown going on that you can think to cover? Since we don't got T-Money right now.
No.
Alright then. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, almost forgot. A shout out to all our brethren in the Heavens Monsters podcast. We have Xavier Hill, Mike Henry, and Andre Mitchell. A link to their YouTube channels will be in the descriptions down below, as always. And a remaining shout out to our boy Chris Pitre here, T-Money, Renee, Farrell, and Delvin. With that said, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You didn't, give it a thumbs down. Hit that subscribe button, like the content, hit that notification bell for the next MS Monsters podcast. I'm SergDragon. This is Chris Pitre. Say it out loud.
Too sweet.
There you go. See you next time.
Bye.